Hey, Good Fox here. We got Mutt Men episode 87, and I'm joined, as always, by the Texas boy. How are you?
I'm a Mutt Master. Hurrah.
But you were a Mutt Master weeks ago.
I should have been, but like these objectives, bruh. Like the dumbest things in the world. I feel like I would have finished this much easier or much quicker if it was just like total tackles and total deflections and total picks. Because the wicket with Sean Taylor is the most frustrating thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. So you're not a full Mutt Master, so you're done with those objectives?
I think so, because you get all the coins, you get the collectibles, so you can put into the next set that comes out whenever. That's when you become a full Mutt Master. I was like half a Mutt Master, and now I beat the game.
Yeah, well, okay. How are we already into Mutt content? We're supposed to do introductions. We're supposed to hear Texas's story of the week.
Story of the week? This week I didn't do anything. I went to saw Justice League. I liked it. It wasn't great, but I liked it though. And then the old man at the gym got me again with his manliness being out. But other than that, it's been kind of a quiet week for me. Been trying to stay low key since Thanksgiving weekend, man. I can't be doing too much right now.
Why? Wait, why is that? Wait, for what week? For Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving week, man. I gotta make appearances. I got family to see. I can't be out here doing anything that might get me in trouble.
Oh, I got you. You don't want to have to visit them behind or they have to visit you behind some sort of bars.
Yes, and I don't want that my grandma gossiping about me being in jail for some random reason. So
I got you.
Just gotta keep low key for now.
Because you're at the local gyms checking out dudes' dongs.
Yes, well, not checking.
Whoa! What type of podcast
checking.
am I coming into?
Oh, we have a guest, don't we? He did not hear the story last week. You must be new.
Yeah. Hey, so everybody probably knows him. He probably needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyways. RBT, YouTuber, Madden YouTuber, voted sexiest man in the Madden community 2 times in a row, just beating out K. RBT, how are you?
I'm good. I just don't know when that award happened. Like, when did that get voted on? Like, nobody told me this.
Yeah, we had the awards ceremony the last couple years. It was literally just me in my room looking at pictures of Madden YouTubers without the shirt on.
Bro, this podcast has got off to a rocky start. This is not what I expected.
One of those string theory boards where everything's connecting and RBT's face is the first one on there. You see? That's what it is.
I mean,
investigation, like who's the most hottest.
Yeah, see, RBT, like this podcast starting, this isn't bad enough that we have to restart. We've had to restart podcasts before because they went off way rockier than this. I'd say this is smooth at the moment.
This is going well.
I mean, I respect it, but I'm not trying to go to jail. I heard somebody talking about going to jail. I'm not trying to go to jail.
Nobody trying to go to jail. But hey, what if you could make this exchange, right? 1 year in jail. 1 year in jail. Let me finish. Oh, gotcha. 1 year in jail. Or in exchange, your favorite team wins the Super Bowl. What you doing?
Dog, I like the Titans and all, but I'm not trying to go to jail.
Not for that. You're gonna be that selfish. You're not gonna give the fan base what they want.
Man,
you have the power.
Man, I'm not trying to go to jail. Hopefully, they can just win it naturally.
I'm guaranteeing you they win though. You're like, nah, I'm good. It's not prison. Prison's a bit different. I ain't going to prison for any circumstances. But jail, county jail, I could do some time in there, lift weights, eat oats, get big, walk out with prison body.
Dude, we talking like a 24-hour jail sentence or like we talking about a week?
I said a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Nah. Dude, I don't even know if I'd do a week. You're crazy.
You want to do a week for the Titans win the Super Bowl? Yeah, you must not like your team that much. You must not like your team that much.
Nah, man, they don't serve good food.
Exactly.
That's the one hold up with jail. It's not being incarcerated, locked in the cell with somebody you don't know. It's not it being full of a bunch of dudes, no women. It's the food.
Man, right. I gotta make sure I get enough protein.
Yeah, he's not gonna hit his macros.
Exactly. They have trash macros in the jail.
So I feel like I also wouldn't go to jail for my team, Texas. So I'm right there with RBT. What's
your team's good though. It's a bit different. Like your team might win it this year. Our Titans are probably never gonna win it.
Hey, we have Marcus Mariota. Maybe he threw 4 picks the other night. Maybe, but I like the effort. I liked it.
Yeah, they are on the upswing, better than a lot of other young teams like Dallas. But and their young quarterback. So RBT, I kind of want to talk about a little bit of your history off the bat before we kind of get into the in-depth on a lot of topics. Maybe I'll run down the agenda quick. So we're going to talk about RBT, his thoughts on Madden 18, the EA protests with Battlefront and the pack odds stuff going on, the Thanksgiving promo, Black Friday, EA redlining potentially here, the new patch, and competitive tournaments and whatnot. So right off the bat, RBT. I kind of want you. How long have you played Madden for? And then how long is your YouTube channel? And how long have you been going with MUT?
All right, so I don't know. I used to be NCAA kind of guy because I'm from the state of Alabama, where college football is a lot bigger than NFL. So I played NCAA. I mean, I'd play Madden every now and then. I started playing NCAA probably like 2007, but Madden, I played Madden at the same time. I think the first Madden game I ever got was 2004 with Mike Vick. That's the first Madden I ever remember. But I've been playing it on and off ever since then. But, I mean, obviously, since NCAA hasn't been a thing, Madden's been my go-to football game because it's the only one. But in terms of YouTube, I've been doing YouTube for a long freaking time. But I didn't start doing it really full-time till about a year and a half ago, May 2016. But funny story, the reason I ever bought a capture card in the first place to record gameplay, I remember it was 2009. MW2, Modern Warfare 2. I was playing Search and Destroy, threw a throw knife across the map for the final kill, and it was the sickest thing I ever seen in my life, and I was so sad because nobody in there ever will be able to see it again because nobody recorded it. So I was like, hey, I gotta get a capture card because I want to record stuff like this. So I started recording some COD, and I had a pretty decent sized channel. It was like 2010ish, and 2,000 subs back in 2010. That was that was pretty good, and I hate it because I always, think, what if I never stopped? Because I kind of did it on and off since then. I had a decent following, then I quit for a while, and I've been kind of on and off ever since then, doing different kind of things. And I started posting MUT probably like 2014, 15, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. And then I finally started doing it full time in May of last year, or April of last year, and things have kind of just gone up since then. So it took a long freaking time to get any type of break whatsoever in terms of YouTube, but kind of glad I stuck through it.
Yeah, definitely. It's succeeded for you. It's only been a year and a half since you've been going full time on MUT. It feels like it's been longer. Didn't I watch? Or you've been just doing it on and off before then?
Well, I did it on and off for a couple of years, and then I kind of got to a point where I was like, well, I've been doing YouTube on and off for like 6 years, and I've got to like 9,000 subscribers. So like this is obviously not going to go anywhere. So I kind of got down on myself and stopped doing it for a while. And then I moved out to an apartment. Then I moved back home that April. And I was like, you know what? Let me give it one more shot. So I started doing some things with MUT. And it finally, I think that's when Draft Champions got really big. And everybody was doing all those crazy Draft Champions challenges. So I was like, hey, this is cool. I have some ideas. So I started doing it. And luckily, within the first 2 weeks of me coming back and posting videos every single day, like some of those videos blown up. And like I remember the first day, I got like 300 subscribers in a day. I was absolutely freaking out. I was like I was checking my social blade, and I was getting like a subscriber like every couple minutes, and I was freaking out. And I was like, oh my, this might actually be it. And I finally somehow, for some reason, people started watching me.
So what do you think? I know a lot of people out there are up and coming YouTubers, and I asked this of other big YouTubers because you got, how many subscribers do you have right now?
145,000 roughly.
145,000. So what would you? I mean, you're basically what you're saying is you found a hot video type that you liked, and you kind of went with it, and other people seem to like it too. Is that kind of what you suggest for up and coming creators, is to kind of find out what's trending and then like put your own spin on it?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to do something obviously that doesn't have, like, if you're new, you have to find something that's going to bring traction to your channel, because I mean, that with how YouTube is and how saturated it is, that's really the only way to get your foot out there. And if you can somehow get lucky, it might take a while, but if you can somehow get lucky to where you have one of your videos blow up, and obviously the best chance of that happening is to follow a trend that just came around and something that you enjoy. And if you can bring some creativity to it, and and you have a decent personality behind it, I feel like you can have a good chance, to get some traction to your channel. If you can find that one video that actually gets some traction to your channel, you got to make the most of it and keep posting consistently. And if that's something that actually hits hard on your channel and starts, getting decent views consistently, I would definitely try to stay around that trend for a while. And that's kind of what I did. And for some reason, people stuck around after that trend fell off. So,
well, they came for the draft videos. They stayed for the flexing videos.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa!
What?
Did I ever tweet about the man that
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah. Tell everybody.
Oh, that's podcast friendly?
Yeah, of course.
Oh man. So
Greatest story never told.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I like this
so,
one.
I got an email from an old man. He's an old man. I can't remember. I think he was roughly maybe 30 years old. He said he would pay me. I think was it $5,000 to get on camera and flex for him. That was interesting. And I didn't respond. Everybody thought I was crazy for not taking the money, but that's weird. That's weird.
So,
And
so
dude,
how,
I think, honest to God, I didn't say anything about it because I think I was busy the day this happened. I got another email, and I'm like 95% sure it was from him, and that was recent. And I don't know if he doesn't like me as much now because I think he definitely dropped the offer to like $2,000.
oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I'm like not. What was his name? He went
Nah,
by, like,
he offered you $5,000 when you were like up and coming, and then now that you're made it, like, oh, 2,000. Like, what?
dude, I know. Like, did I get ugly? Like, did I get ugly in the past year? Like, what happened?
No, you just won the award for hottest MUT YouTuber. Your stock's never been higher. I don't understand.
Well, you need to tell him that. Like, he needs to offer me. Like, I mean, it's got to be at least double now.
So so for $10,000, you do a flex show for him privately?
Dude, I would rather just like stream it on my YouTube channel, and then do it privately. You think people would watch that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. So for people who don't know what a flex show is, RBT, can you describe what it is?
Dog, you just take your shirt off and flex. That's
Get 'em
about
with
it.
the flex.
But it's kind of like those what Mr. Universe pageants where the people with the muscles, they kind of show it off, and like isn't there certain poses that you have to go into?
Yeah, I don't know what specifically he wanted, but I don't know. The man, he was a strange man, and I don't necessarily know if I would even take the 10 grand offer. You know, would you do it?
For 10 grand? No. But the thing is, okay, RBT. The thing is, you do. Okay, so I also know you also flex like semi-professionally, or I don't know what would you call that? Like you've done flex shows in public before.
No, I've done like bodybuilding shows in the past. I haven't done the last one I did was like a little over a year ago, but I haven't done one this year. That's a lot of effort. It's freaking hard.
Yeah.
It's freaking hard. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, Texas, would you take $10,000 to do a flex show?
I mean, let's do it. Might as well. It's money. I can go buy me. Like, I can put that money on a house, bruh. Down payment.
You're talking to the same man that said he'd go into jail for a year.
No, I said I wouldn't. Well,
The standards got a low.
you know what? I might do that though. Pack the Super Bowl for a year in jail. Might be awesome.
Dude.
So flex show or Titan Super Bowl? What you gonna do?
Wait.
Titan Super Bowl win. You
I
got
got the perfect idea.
What's up?
You do the flex show for $10,000. You go to jail, let your team win the Super Bowl, and then use that $10,000 to bail yourself out.
Boom,
Yeah.
there it is.
It's not how jail works. You can't just bail yourself out. That's
you
that's
can.
before you go to a court
If
date.
you're Texas boy, you can.
You're just making up the rules of the legal system. That's not how that works. You can't just pay
Dude,
your
you
way
have
out
to
of
be
jail.
innovative, man. You have to be innovative. You got to keep thinking of new ideas.
So
That's
pay
the
off
only
the
way.
guards with the 10 grand that I get. What you mean to say? Bribe somebody.
I'm just trying to help you out here.
Okay. You want me to do a federal crime? Cool. Let's not do that.
Yeah, well, Texas, you're creating. You're saying his courtroom makeup is different than you're making up a Super Bowl for a prison sentence. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
but, like,
one to one.
mine's not as ridiculous.
What?
What? See, you weren't supposed to question me. Now I realize how ridiculous it is. But just jokes.
All right, yeah, fair enough. All right, so RBT, do you ever? I always have this feeling. I don't know if it's nagging or not, but like you've tweeted out before that you're the only one around your area that's like making good money at your age. That's not working in what was it was it their mill or something or where you grew up?
Oh, I remember. I know what tweet you're talking about. So I went to a bank. I got a check from a company I'd worked for. I'd promoted their like a product. I guess it was SeatGeek. Y'all know SeatGeek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyways, they sent me a check for the promotion, and I went to the bank to cash it because I like having some cash around. So I went to actually cash the check, and she thought I was an absolute idiot. She thought she's like, this is probably fake, right? This is from the internet, and she was like, interrogating me, asking me all these questions, like completely like questioning my intelligence, and it made me extremely mad. And I've never been more satisfied to see somebody hand me money, because she, like, as soon as that check went through, like, she, like, her eyes lit up, and then she, like, started calling me sir, and I was like, she felt stupid. She felt really stupid. But anyways, yeah, there's not many people around here that do anything like I do, so it's a really weird conversation around here, because the town I live in is really, really, really small on the very, like, southern tip of Alabama, and it's just, if you tell people, like, I kind of hate it, because nobody takes it seriously unless you tell them, like, about the money. So that's very, very aggravating, but, I mean, it's something that I gotta get over. Like, a lot of people around here, they grow up, they either, fish for a living, they either work at a shipyard for a living, and if you do anything else, especially, I don't know, what's the word, exotic as this, you get looked down at, I guess. So it's kind of a weird situation, but, I mean, it's something I guess I just gotta get over.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's that one movie? Is it Rocket Boys, where they had to get the scholarship to get out of it was October Sky. Yeah, so October Sky, to get out of town, like a small town, they have to get scholarships, and mostly the only way to get out of that town is through football scholarships, and they're trying to make it through a rocket. And basically, you're succeeding in the town how nobody else really succeeds. It's interesting, the changing economy, I guess, the way you're able to make money and provide for yourself through this new economy.
Yeah, dude. And I know y'all probably seen my tweets about my internet. That's the worst thing about where I live, dude. It's absolutely pathetic. And the thing is, where I live, like I said, it's a super small town, and we are only provided, like, in our area, one internet service. So when I talk about it, whether it be my videos or on social media, people are just like, can you just upgrade your internet? I'm like, no. Like, you don't understand. Nobody else where I live provides internet, which is the weirdest thing, because Comcast provides, like, 10 minutes down the road to a friend of mine. But anyways, besides the point.
That's because the Comcast got them lines, man. They set these things up, and then they map them out, and then they only put certain things in certain locations. It kind of sucks. All these damn, what's the word I'm looking for? They're in cahoots with one another, basically, these companies. So that way they don't put lines in certain areas, so that way you can't get better service, because they do it specifically based off location.
Like, I legitimately have emailed and called and talked to my internet provider and said, I will pay you whatever it takes to just hook me up with, like, business internet. That's all I want. Like, and they just are like, you're too far from the main office. We cannot provide whatever. And it's the most... we've had the same exact, like, upload speed and download speed where I live with this provider since, like, 2008.
Wow.
And yeah, and what I had to do for an alternative, because I'm trying my best to upload multiple videos a day, and with my actual internet to upload like a normal video for me would take probably anywhere roughly 5 to 10 hours to upload, and that's, like, impossible to be able to upload 3 videos like that a day. So what we had to do was I pay, like, a stupid amount of money a month for a separate satellite internet service. And the thing with that is, like, the internet itself is, like, pathetic. Like, the ping for satellite internet is roughly, like, 800. It's stupid. So, like, you can't play games on or anything. But the upload speed is, like, 4, which to you is probably nothing. To me, that's, like, 15 to 16 times, like, better than my normal internet. So I can use that to upload videos. So I have to pay specifically for that just to upload videos on, but I can't do anything else with it because the ping is so bad. And it's really weird, too. I don't know, like, it's such a weird situation, because, like, with the satellite internet and the ping being so weird, like, sometimes the video won't go from 0 to 1% uploaded. So I have to, like, restart my computer, like, 10 times, and then just randomly one time it will begin uploading and everything will be fine. So, yeah, like,
so have you ever thought of moving due to that?
Yes, and I'm probably in the next year, because I'm about to graduate college in, like, 3 weeks. So
nice.
I've been kind of just living here.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm hoping to move in the next year or so, right after I graduate.
So are you going to do YouTube full-time after college then?
Yes, thank God. Be the first time I've ever been able to do it full-time.
So why didn't you just drop out of college, and if you were doing so well on YouTube, why don't you just continue with YouTube?
Because YouTube, you never know what's going to happen with YouTube. I tell everybody, the reason I try my best to stay consistent, uploading twice a day. Hope like that's my goal, is to upload at least twice a day every day. It's because you never know when you're gonna fall off. Like it's so, you know how you see the things with like the demonetization, how it's so random. Like I have videos that get demonetized while it's still uploading. Like so you never know when you're gonna fall off, or they change something like demonetization, which completely ruins your channel. And like I know one day I woke up like around August, and it ended up being a glitch, but I was at roughly 120,000 subscribers at the time, and I woke up and I was checking the comments on one of my videos, and somebody was like, why do you only have 70,000 subscribers? And I was like, what the heck? And I checked my channel, and I lost 50,000 subscribers overnight. It ended up being a glitch, but that moment right there made me like think like this can go away at any moment. So that's why it's something that you need to be extremely consistent at, and that's why I wanted to have my degree, because basically it's a backup, and I was so close to being done anyway that I wanted to finish. But you know, it's always nice to, if for whatever reason this ends up not working full time, rather it be because of YouTube or me just, I don't know, sucking, I guess I'll have the degree.
Yeah, you do see some YouTubers that fall off. Texas, do you ever feel that way, that like all of a sudden you're just gonna lose all your subscribers and nobody's gonna watch anymore?
All the time. But I don't think it gets to me. It's internet, things happen, trends pick up, and if you don't adapt, you pretty much die. So
yeah, exactly.
As long as because like my biggest fear is Madden, just like because everybody keeps going hard at Madden, and if they take out a lot of the stuff people want, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be existing in this realm anymore. So that's kind of like my biggest fear right now, is that if Madden does get hit with that salacious gambling tag, and then they can't sell the game anymore.
Well, it's not that they're going to get rid of Madden, they're going to get rid of Ultimate Team, right?
Well, yeah, and then I'm not playing reg teams. What are we doing with that?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I see RBT and other channels. It seems like the CFM stuff this year is doing much better than MUT content. Is that just because there's so much competition in MUT, or is it because people are actually enjoying CFM?
Well, I think it's a CFM stuff that they're doing, because they're doing more interesting things with it. Like, I was going to do some stuff with CFM this year. I just needed like some guidance, since I don't know. It's like it's such a big thing to tackle, and with EA kind of neglecting it with the past thing, guys have to come up with more ways to make it more entertaining, and they're doing a good job with it this year.
See, the thing I say about that, because a lot of people have asked me about that and why I do what I do, it's because I think I feel like one of my few qualities in life is creativity, and I feel like MUT itself doesn't really allow for you as a content creator to display creativity, because I mean, for a various number of reasons, and I feel like doing different things in like CFM, that allows for you, it gives you a platform on Madden to be able to display creativity, which you can't really do otherwise in MUT. Because like, do y'all agree with that? Like, is there really a way in MUT to be able to display creativity in terms of content?
Well, there was, but most of them get copied very quickly, and then it's not very creative from that point forward. Like Pack and Plays a few years ago when X Ryan started that, and then you had obviously Draft Champs that came along. Those were huge, and people were innovative with that when that started. Salary Cap, I haven't seen much innovative there. I don't know how. I guess you can do teams and stuff, but for MUT, I mean, there's a ton. There was like the how TD and Lost and Unbound got big on those Guess Who's. That was pretty creative, basically putting games. I've seen Texas and Victionary do other games in the mode. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. From their, what was it, Battleship? Oh no, Bingo. You guys did. Me and Texas did. Yeah, me and Texas did a poker. Me and Clickwood did a poker. And so there's like many different ways in MUT to be creative. It's just whatever takes off ends up getting copied by everybody else, because there's so much people, then it's not really creative anymore. Whereas CFM, how many CFM YouTubers do you think there are compared to MUT? Do you think there's like a quarter the number?
I would say there's probably a quarter.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit less.
5 right now. That's pretty much it. Like, there's probably more out there, obviously, but all I can think was 5.
Yeah, like I have a list of over 200 MUT YouTubers on my website. So there's a lot more competition there in MUT and those kind of games. Because I think, in my opinion, MUT's just more fun. And we'll get to this, I think, in a little bit. Maybe we should get into it now about MUT being fun versus CFM. And so Texas said if MUT goes away, you're not moving to CFM. You're just gonna move on to NBA, or what are you gonna do, Texas?
I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'll figure it out though. Like, I like CFM, but like those guys, like, I don't have to bingle about it. Like, he spends so many hours doing the whole process of rebuilding teams and trading teams, and I'm like, I don't really know if I have that in me for that, just to do that every time for different things. It's kind of the same thing, like where you kind of rebuild the same team with the same players. I'm like, I'm not really here for that. And then,
but it's like 50,000 views a video.
It is. It's just kind of weird to me. I'm like, okay.
See,
yeah.
In terms of being fun, I genuinely enjoy doing that more than actually playing the game. I guess it's just it's just how I am. I'm not good at the game really, so that's probably a part of it. Yeah.
So if you look at the offseason for NBA or NFL, the transaction is way more fun than the action. It's more fun to speculate what could happen, and so that's with anything. Like this NBA offseason was really enjoyable because this NFL trade deadline was really enjoyable. It was like 3 things happened.
Yeah, and in terms of, you said attracting viewers, like even with my own CFM videos, like if I'm doing a CFM series around a team, like you can see in terms of the views on the videos, people enjoy watching the trading portion of a series opposed to the actual gameplay, because the views, the views drop off probably maybe almost half when you get past the trade deadline if I'm doing like a team specific CFM series. So that is something that really does attract viewers, and so like
transaction.
Yeah, transaction.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's the bigger thing about it. So
it's a good point.
I like that whole aspect of it, but it's just like I don't really the gameplay. Cause I got some stuff I want to do. I just haven't done it yet because I'm like I don't know how to do it with the gameplay being involved, how long these videos need to be. But I think if I were to switch, I would just probably get my full-time job back and just post up like some of the Let's Play stuff and just go fully on that, since I've been wanting to do that for a while. That's what I would do if Madden Ultimate Team didn't exist.
Yeah, like, do you guys legitimately, with this protest and everybody with this EA stuff and Battlefront, do you legitimately think Ultimate Team could go away, RBT?
No, I don't think it'll ever go away. I really don't. I mean, they'll find a way, no matter what they have to change to it, they'll find a way where there'll always be an Ultimate Team. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah. Texas?
I think the same thing. Like, I don't think they're going to go away, mostly because if it was going to go away, it would have went away a while ago when people were putting in those cases and those things to the Attorney General saying investigators for gambling. The way they have it worded, it's gambling, but it's not gambling. It's kind of like how they have like DraftKings and FanDuel stuff. Like, it's not gambling because they call these things different terminology, and their lawyers wouldn't like allow this game to exist without that space. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere based off of that. But if it were to, that would kind of suck for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, go on, RBT.
No, I was just gonna say, if for whatever reason it did ever go away, they'll find something to replace it that earns them money that might, I mean, it may or may not, probably not, will be as successful as Ultimate Team, but I feel like they'll still find something to replace that to attract people to play their game and spend money, rather it be as successful or not, which probably won't.
Yeah, like, so this Ultimate Team, like, this isn't, in my opinion, Ultimate Team isn't any different than, like, say, Magic the Gathering, which we've had for 20 years. The difference is this one's virtual, although Magic the Gathering is now virtual. And you could sell and buy packs in both, and I know a lot of people have issue not having publicized pack odds, and I think that is a legitimate issue. I think they should tell us what are the odds of pulling these cards out of a pack, because that would just make it more legitimate what cards we're chasing and what odds. So it feels like it's a thing with Madden, and it might be somewhat of their downfall. They're not being as open as I'd like them to be, like whether with these thresholds, and that's a whole different subject we'll get to a little later, to these MUT card pack odds. So I know there's a lot of protest out there about protesting MUT and a lot of the changes they want in MUT. And I kind of want to hear your guys' opinion on this protest that's going on, and kind of it links off Battlefield's loot crate system. And what's your overall feeling? Would you guys protest MUT and Ultimate Team? And then, like, what kind of change would you want? RBT, I want to hear from you first.
Well, what exactly? I mean, I've heard of the Battlefield. I heard about that whole entire situation, but what are people trying to do in stemming?
Yeah, let me give background. You're right. A lot of people probably don't know about Battlefront. So what happened is they put in loot boxes into Battlefront 2. So you buy the game for $60 or $80 if you get the premium version or whatever it is. And then in order to progress in the game, you either got to put money to open loot boxes, aka packs, and then with those loot boxes, it's like a random, if you're going to get the right card, star card, in order to upgrade your character. You can earn these credits in-game and open loot boxes to get star card, and then basically you can also, similar to MUT, you can also get coins or their credits to craft your own star cards too. So you can go no money spent to get these upgrades, or you can open these loot boxes for the upgrades too. Basically, it's similar. They basically put Ultimate Team in Battlefront, and the Battlefront community saw this. They pitched a fit towards it, and they basically Disney talked to EA, and they took the monetization out of the game now. So Battlefront 2 community, they kind of succeeded, but there's probably some sort of monetization going forward, whether that's just cosmetic or they actually put this pay to win back into it. It's to be seen there. So the Madden community sees this with packs and pack odds and us pay to win to get our squads, and like, hey, MUT community should do something similar. We should protest this game. FIFA's doing this. FIFA's even going harder than the MUT community on this about protesting and fixing FIFA in the airs with that. So I ask you, is this something that you see MUT, the community of MUT should get together to protest these packs for whatever changes you want to see? Is that something that you'd think you'd want to see, RBT?
A protest, 100%, because unless they see a monetization loss, they're never going to change anything, and that's just the bottom line, and that sucks. I mean, the game could be the worst game ever created in the history of life, but if it's still making a money and still making, if they're not seeing any loss in revenue, they're never going to change it. And the thing is, I ask you, do you think EA would have done what they did with Battlefront in terms of, because they took monetization out of the game, not permanently, but
temporarily, yeah.
Do you think they would have done that without Disney, like tell them, hey, you got to change something, because they started seeing like all this uproar, right? Do you think they would have done that without Disney?
No, because
maybe
the CEO. I don't think they would have, because the CEO called and they were mad at the reaction and mad at the amount of time it took the EA guys to respond to the reaction. And plus Star Wars is kind of a big name, one of the biggest names in the franchise that Disney owns. So I guess I think they wanted them to fix this ASAP, and this is the only fix they can come up with as of right now.
Well, Texas, on the other side of that argument, EA had actually changed the monetization policy twice prior to removing it. So they had listened to the community both a couple times before in the beta, and I think even one more time besides for the beta. So they changed it twice, and they tried with this last one, and it didn't work either. And then the Star Wars community right before launch, that's when they really got up in arms about it. So I would say maybe they would have changed it without Disney intervening, but with everybody coming at them, and especially Disney with their new movie coming out, I guess it's not a reality we have to see.
So my whole thing about it is I would love to see a protest, because then we get a lot of stuff that we want, because a lot of people's heads would probably have to get turned over if this game wasn't making as much as it typically does. I just don't know how that would look, because this game is kind of based off of in-game content and in-game like microtransactions to get a better team, whereas with like the Star Wars game, there was only one currency, which was EA's, whereas over here there's two types of currency, I guess, money and coins. And then on top of that, I don't know, I would have protested too. I don't know if you saw how expensive it was to get Darth Vader and how much it cost to buy him. It's like $500. I'm like, what are we doing?
See, that's what I'd heard. I didn't know I didn't hear everything, like all the specifics that Gut Fox has talked about, but I heard about the Darth Vader thing. That's ridiculous. Yeah, the in-game hours, was it, how many hours was it you had to play?
40
in-game hours. So basically, like and each game was like us in the low times and all. It just wasn't worth it. So,
hey Texas, how long did you spend getting Sean Taylor, MUT Master?
Sean Taylor, probably about that. Probably longer than that.
Yeah, I'd estimate it is about 200 hours for me.
200 hours? Yeah, probably. Okay, so a lot longer than that. The thing about it was, like, it didn't cost me $500.
No, it's or. It's either or. 40 hours.
I know, but like I think the reason why people made a fit about it was because if you looked at it, it was like we want you to grind these rewards out, but if you don't want to grind, pay $500. I think that's where people got angry about it, because the credit system was $89 for 12,000 points.
Yep, same as MUT.
Same deal as MUT on Xbox with EA Access. I'm like, okay. So if he was a little bit more affordable, I don't think guys would have complained as much. But when they said they wanted you to grind it out and you start doing the math, it didn't make any sense.
Okay.
So that's where I think it's where the protest came in. Whereas if we get a protest in Madden that we rightfully need, I just don't know what would happen if they just stopped putting out content or they took away our microtransactions.
But what is the right way to go about a successful protest?
Well, no,
to
I don't have the ideas. I don't have the answer to that. I would like to see one though. I just as a content creator for YouTube, like.
But
yeah, I'm just kind of brainstorming.
So
like,
what?
Would it just be like a pack protest, just where you don't? I mean, that's probably the best way to go about it. Because I mean, that's the only way to go about it, really. Because I mean, they don't. I mean, if we're being honest, they don't really care about the negativity, like us, talking bad about the game. I mean, if they're still making money, the only way I believe they will change is if they just see a huge loss in revenue, and that's the only way to go about it is that people don't open up packs. But if the thing is, we just would have to come together and come together and spread that idea to our followers and to everybody that normally spends money on MUT, and to say, hey, for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, don't buy packs. And if like a majority of the people were at least, I mean, I would say if like at least, what would you say, 25% of the people that normally buy packs decided not to for a 2 week period, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money they would lose,
especially this time of year.
Yeah, it would just be what the idea behind actually executing the plan would be.
Especially now that they have to rely upon the Ultimate Team game modes to make up the revenue lost in Star Wars. So we're going to get pounded with content pretty soon, I would think.
Like we do every time this year.
I know we get a lot of content, but I think we're going to get a lot more, though, because they have to get more money. Which they don't have to. They just want more money.
Yeah.
Well, I want to circle back to the. Let's circle back to that. I want to talk about what the protest. What do we want? Like, what's the end goal of the protest? Like, yeah, okay. Say we're able to get a protest, and every single YouTuber, the forums, Twitter, everybody's on board, not buying packs. What are we asking for in this protest, RBT?
Better pack odds, openness.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like. That's a pretty bad thing, with the amount of money they make, and the such a small chance that you spend with the money that you spend, you actually reap benefit from it. I feel like the pack odds, because I mean, for me personally, I've spent a lot of money on this game and in last year's game. And for me personally, like I have not pulled a limited time card, and the amount of money I've spent is probably more than. I hope it's probably more than 90% of the players, and I just personally find that a little bit ridiculous. So, I mean, for a small step forward, would it be just to increase the pack odds? I think. What do you think, Texas?
So, I'll shoot in, then I'll shoot in something, then I'll go. So, I got I wouldn't say argument, but a Twitter kerfuffle with Cullenberger the other day. He said, I don't know if you guys saw that, but he said. He said, don't overthink this promo. It's just going to be boring packs with value. And I said, aren't packs with value what we want? Is that a bad thing? And he said it wasn't what he was talking about or something, whatever. But basically what I'm saying is, like, there are packs out there that maybe you won't pull a limited time legend in, but like those baby goat packs where you could essentially buy the packs and sell them for coins. They're a great return on investment, but they're not necessarily exciting. Now, is that what we want? Like, I know some people just hate that packs are in the game in general. Like, do you guys think that the protest should say get packs out of this game?
Well, I think what I think I can see it from both of your sides. I think what he was saying
was that it was not exciting.
What he was, I think what he was saying was from like a YouTuber content like creation point of view. So I see what he's saying, because like me personally. If I'm making a video on, well, first of all, it's a whole other issue. Pack opening videos don't get any views. But if I was to make a pack opening video, I only want to do it if it's entertaining. Yeah, it'd be cool, like, if you're, like, in terms of somebody trying to get value out of the pack, to pull 200K out of a pack, out of one of those cornucopia packs. What do they cost? 350,000 coins?
Yep.
To open up one? I mean...
They're exciting, though, but they're a coin sink.
Yeah, so on a pack opening side for YouTube... Obviously, I want to have the chance to pull something crazy out of it, but from the opposite side of the spectrum, what you're coming from, you would reap the same benefit as from the entertainment point of view. If you pull something good, if you pull you coins back or make more coins. So, I guess it all depends on the point of view in terms of that whole spiel with Cullenberger.
Yeah, which I think, and that's the issue with this protest. Everybody in this community wants something different.
Yeah.
Like. Here's the thing. Some people think gambling is wrong and you shouldn't gamble at all. My opinion is if you're a grown-ass adult, I think you should be able to gamble. Like, I don't have an issue with gambling. Like, there's some people in this country that hate gambling. That's why it's banned in a lot of states. Some states allow it. And I'm like, good on you, Nevada. But, so, I don't know. It's kind of, like, even states have lotteries. Like, I don't have a problem with gambling. I don't have a problem with packs. I don't have a problem with people paying money to get in-game content because they can't grind as well as, say, some younger kids in, like, high school that have more time than they do money. So the protest there, for me, it's like, well, I kind of want to be able to keep up with the people that have more hours a day than me to do this stuff. Yeah. And so, like, my protest wouldn't be for getting rid of packs. Showing the pack odds, I'd definitely be on board with you there. They got to be open about that stuff, being just more open in general. But, like, what do we actually want, Texas, in this protest?
See, I don't know, because like you said, everybody wants different things. I know what I want. And I don't put many packs as other guys do. Like, I don't buy the big bundle. Like, the last pack opening I did was like, it was all pro packs. Like, I spent money on packs in when Vic came out, October. And that's really the last time I spent money on packs that weren't level up stuff. But I kind of just want communication, man. I want them to be more transparent about a lot of these things. Like, right now, why haven't we got in the Lane Johnson power upset? Why haven't we got in the Jarvis Landry power upset? Why are these things that are glitches in this game happening where I ask questions, nobody answers me? And I feel like for a company that's making all this money off the back of people who are having legitimate questions about them, why won't they answer this stuff? So I think communication will be something that I want if we were to protest Madden.
Yeah. And with pack, like, going back to that with pack odds protests, it's cool. Like, do you guys remember the fat packs last year when they were dropping amazing stuff out of packs and everybody loved it? We all loved it the first time, but then the second time they came by and they weren't as good because we had already crashed the market because those packs were so good. So playing with pack odds, in my opinion, like I've said this before, it's kind of like it's like a two-edged knife. It can come and bite you, because if you're pulling 94s out of packs, but those 94s are only going for 15K, you're like, oh, well, whatever. Whereas, like, right now, if you're pulling baby goats out of packs, those are going for 10K. You're like, okay, these are just 73 overall cards, but I can get 10K out of each one of them. Is that terrible? No, because I get value. But is it not exciting? It's not exciting. No. So it's a tough line to walk. Like, Texas has often talked about, what are those old school bronze cards that were going for like 200,000 coins, Texas?
No, back in Larry Foote, like back in
Larry
for, like,
Foote, 15
the cents for position stuff.
So, like, when you pulled the Larry Foote, were you excited?
Yeah, I was super excited. I was geeked.
So it's all about money. It's all about coins, in my opinion. People want to get those high coin value cards. Yeah. So there's different ways of getting value into packs outside of just the high overall pulls. I 100% agree. Limited time pulls are too limited. Like, those are like, you only see a few of them on the block, or
for so much too. And I don't get how, like, if I pull limited time pull, I wouldn't be mad if it's 400,000 coins. It don't need to be 700. I get more coins out of it, but I think like 300,000 coins less is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still amazing, and more people are pulling it, and more people are getting that joy. So, but I mean, besides for communication, like, what else do we want RBT and Madden change? Why are we going on a protest? Why are we bringing the whole community together for a protest?
Because we want to see a good game, and we want their focus to be on providing a good game, and not their focus being what can we add to the game, what can we change, what can we do to earn more money. And I think that's the point. In terms of people talking about, yeah, it's okay to a point to have microtransactions, but I think they've gotten to the point where they've gotten extremely and way too greedy. They have definitely, I think, to a point, crossed the line. And, like, for example, what other company have you ever heard of that like the amount of, let's take FIFA for example. The amount, we were talking about this before, the amount of money they're gonna make on Friday, Black Friday, from FIFA is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. They're the only company I see that puts out more for you to buy, not at a discounted price on Black Friday. So that would be a cool start, you know, for the first time ever. I think maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but for the first time in a long time, if ever, seeing like maybe discounted like pack prices for a day for Black Friday, maybe an hour of discounted pack prices. What do y'all think about that? I think that would be a
like
good
happy
start.
hours. They had happy hours back in like 25, right, Texas?
25 and 13.
And 13.
And then they switched over to the point system because it allowed it for more happy hours. Let Billy tell it.
Yeah, I remember that controversy. But here's the thing with like, okay, they're gonna make a lot of money on Black Friday and stuff, but they're creating a game that I myself and many others enjoy playing, and the numbers this year I heard are up over previous years. So it's a game that's bringing us. And why shouldn't they be able to monetize something that people enjoy? Like going to the movies, they've raised the prices on those, but we enjoy going to the movies, so we pay the price for it. Like, I enjoy opening packs, and I understand they could give it to us for free, but I don't know. If everybody had free packs and everybody would have the same 99 overall team,
I'm not saying it should be the pack should be free. I'm just saying that I genuinely feel like their focus is now not towards making the game better and more enjoyable and better for us to play. I think it's I genuinely think they've got to the point where they're really trying to milk every single bit of monetization in terms, and when they're actually not destroying the game, but definitely not making it more enjoyable and definitely improving the things that they could be improving, but they're more focused towards the monetization part. And I feel like there's definitely a fine line. Yes, of course, I believe they should be able to monetize their game, people should be able to buy packs with own money, but they got to the point where, to me personally, feels like every little thing they add and every little thing they do is not towards making the game better. It's for them to make more money. And I don't know if you think that's right or think that's wrong. I just would like to see at least a fine line.
Yeah. So Texas sounds like you want to say something.
Somebody tweeted this out earlier. This dude, I'm gonna give you your ad out here. His name on Twitter is No More Microtransactions. Iconic synergy. He said, it amazes me that EA Sports MUT wants to reward us for leveling up in a game, but in order to get good rewards, you have to pay for them. Leveling up only unlocks the option to pay for them. Great business idea. Not a good look. And so I think that's a big objection people have, is like, I'm leveling up just so I can buy something with coins or with money.
Yeah.
What's the point of leveling up at that point? I know you get players out of it, but like you gotta spend money to get that. And I think a lot
you also get better quick sells.
You do. But are they better though?
But the game is focused around the economy, whether you're paying for it with money or coins, like those level up packs with coins. Did you buy them with coins, Texas?
I buy the ones with coins, and the ones with money, the ones that I can't buy with coins. So I go both ways, but I'm just like looking at it from like, usually you level up and like, imagine like Fallout doing that. You level up, but in order to use your token, you got to buy access to use your token. Like, that'd be so stupid. And so like, so far, I don't think leveling up gets you. If you want it for free, it's just a quick sell, and then it gets you the uniforms and the level up master. That's the only thing you really can get for leveling up.
Texas, you're confusing genres here. Like, Fallout's an RPG role-playing game. MUT is a card game.
MUT's kind of an RPG.
No, it's not.
It's kind of an RPG. You follow this throughout the year with different players and their stories and their cards, and you get the better.
There's no story in MUT.
What are you talking about? I see LaShawn McCoy, Team of the Week. That's a story. He has like 45 touchdowns.
They're two different genres. Like, this is like, MUT's not a first-person shooter. MUT's not an RPG. MUT's not a strategy game. MUT's not League of Legends.
MUT is strategy. What we doing, Fox?
Dog, Long Shot was a movie.
Yeah.
MUT strategy. You gotta give me that much.
No, strategy game like a Command and Conquer or a Civilization.
This is RTS. The entire game mode of Madden is RTS.
No, it's not.
It's a real-time strategy. I get in the game, my opponent's throwing out routes. I got to figure out how to game plan on the fly to stop the out routes. That's the definition of real-time strategy.
It's a sports game and a card game meshed together.
I feel like
you're right. It's whatever. It's I don't know. Definitions can go either way, but over, like this is okay. So I don't know. I'm on the side of defending EA here, and I hate being on this side.
No, you're good, bro. We like this.
I guess it makes for better debate. So, Madden 18, this is what I signed up for in Madden 15. Like, are they worse now than they were 4 years ago when I started in MUT, Texas?
Worse now as a point of
monetization and microtransactions?
Well, they're worse now because it costs more. Like, they're a lot more money's going into it. Even though some of the packs did get cheaper, like the Game Changer pack, for example, that was like 10,000 coins for the level up process for 10 golds, whereas 2 years ago that would have been like 70,000 coins. And so, or 100,000 coins actually. So it seems like they got better with some of like the rewards you're getting, but it still costs a lot for people who are spending money, more so than it has in years past. Like the packs have gotten way more expensive this year for, I was gonna cuss, for crappy rewards.
Oh, well, okay. See, the thing is, in 15, I wasn't a very big spender. I was an investor. But, like, I don't know. I guess I could see what you're saying, that it's gotten worse for money spenders for how much they're charging for these packs. But is that because you have these whales that spend $20,000 a year and they're trying to cater to them with these big dollar amount bundles?
They got the YouTubers that got to spend the money on packs. They're going to pull packs. Otherwise, they lose to the tax man. So, like, they're seeing people who are constantly putting money into the game, so they're going to keep trying to capitalize off them. But I don't know how many times I can watch somebody pull a Legends Fantasy pack and literally best pulls at 87 overall.
Dog, they need to decrease the tax, man. I get taxed too much in life.
Dog, move to Texas. Move to Texas. After you graduate, move to Texas, man. No state income tax. You make a lot more money.
I don't. Okay, genuinely, I don't understand why the tax has to be 10%. That's a freaking lot. I know
MUT
FIFA
tax.
It's only 5%.
MUT tax. Well, you should Madden Mobile's 30%.
I know that was just kind of like a random thought that just.
No, it's to take coins out of the economy. It's a coin
same
sink.
Same thing with the buying of contracts, just to take coins out of the market.
Yeah.
That's why, because last year you could do the will of contracts and get your contracts up. Now they don't have that option anymore. And so stuff like that, like they take stuff out of the game without like and no reason why. Like,
we had the Snickers solos.
Another thing, I think one other thing they need to bring back is they need to give the people that don't spend money and the people that do spend money equal opportunity to be able to pull the same packs. Because, like, I'm not sure if this is the first year to do that, but there's so many packs they release now and that are in the game that you can't buy with coins. You have to buy with money. And I feel like, I
that's been
don't
in
think
the
you
game.
should.
Yeah.
That's always been in the game?
Yeah, I only started in 15, but since I started in 15, I think there was always packs where you could only pay money for it.
See, I
think 15
like
was like
that.
the introduction of that when they went to the point system. That's when they were like, you can't buy this pack without coins anymore. And they do it occasionally, but they did away from that since then. Because in Madden 13, 25, you can buy bundles with coins.
Yeah.
What's up, RBT? Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I just really don't like that. I don't think you should punish somebody and not give them. I don't think you should like not give them access to a particular part of your game mode just because they don't want to spend money. If they want to spend the time and effort to earn the coins without spending money, they should still have the opportunity to pull the same packs you do, spend the money on, and spend the hard-earned coins and probably not make their coins back.
It's a fair point. And really, honestly, whatever they charge in coins for those Fantasy Legends packs, I think EA's doing them a favor by not allowing, don't give them that temptation because they're gonna lose so many coins.
Probably make me throw up.
What was the pack last year? It was like, Game Changers were $10 or 100,000 coins, right? So if you want to buy Legends Fantasy Packs, 150,000 coins. There's no way, unless you pull a 90 overall, or you're making your coins back.
Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, but why do we keep playing every year if we don't like this microtransaction economy and the way EA is going? What keeps us? I mean, us as YouTubers, we do it for content, and I generally enjoy it. I know a lot of people don't, but why do we keep playing it if we don't enjoy it?
Because this is the only football game on the market. People like football.
But, there's CFM, right?
Yeah. I mean...
I know it's in the argument is CFM's trash, and so I could see that point. Like CFN hasn't been touched since they moved over to MUT, and that's a very valid point. And there are alternate football games, but they're also trash. There's Canadian football, there's Access football, so there are other games for the PC and the Xbox and stuff, but they're not nearly on the level of Madden. They also don't have the NFL license. So sorry, RBT, for interrupting you.
No, you're fine. I just, like I said. I think the game would completely change. I mean, I think y'all would agree too if the exclusivity of the NFL was taken away from EA Sports. You know how much better Madden would probably be if they took that away and there was competitors, like big
more
company competitors.
Breeds
creativity,
breeds more innovation. So I can see that happening. The reason why I still play is outside the YouTube thing is I like playing the game, and I don't really like spend money on the game. I think this year I probably spent more than I had last year at this time, but that's because of the small purchases, the LT stuff, and all that. But I know a lot of guys that are actually just leaving. I don't know. People keep hitting me up like, "Yo, I'm quitting Madden. You want my team?" I'm like, "Yo, is this early?" And so it's been more people hitting me up earlier this year than they have in the past because they're kind of done with this. And so people are getting to the point where it's getting pushed to the edge. They're like, you know what? I don't need this in my life. At least right now. I may come back later on down the line, but as of right now, I'm good. I'm gonna go play something else.
Yeah, and you ask, why do we keep playing it? And if I'm being completely honest, dog, I don't play MUT like without recording videos. Like it's just, and even like my real life like friends that we all like. It's fun when Madden comes out. We all play it for a little while, and then they can't reason with themselves to spend the money to stay competitive throughout the year. And they're older. They have full-time jobs. They can't spend the time that the younger kids that are in school or off from school.
Yeah.
They get to spend hours grinding like that. When some people just don't have the time, and some people just they can't reason with themselves to spend the amount of money that some people do to be able to stay competitive.
Yeah, for better or worse, MUT is not a casual game. You can't play this casually and keep up. You can't play it casually and be competitive.
Which I hate, but I don't think there's any real fix to it, really.
And does there need do we want a casual game? No. Do we want to just kind of hand this out to anybody, just give them easy coins? And then allow them to keep up with the rest of us that are putting in time? RBT?
Well, if people are putting in time, they'll always somehow be ahead. But I still think, they'll still have an advantage, but I think there should be more of a balance than there is currently. I still think, obviously, they should have it somewhat of an advantage. They put in the hours, put in the money, but you shouldn't be completely taken out of the equation in terms of given a fair chance, or at least a half-decent chance to stay competitive if you don't have, the luxury of spending hours a day playing the game, or the luxury of spending the money that some people do or do not have, laying around to be able to buy packs. There should just be more of a balance. They should obviously still have an advantage, but more of a balance.
Yeah, I don't know how you balance that, though.
I know, that's the hard part. But the thing is, we're not the ones paid to come up with this,
Yeah, oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say that's their job, and you keep asking. I know a lot of people keep asking, what should happen to make the game better, to make it more balanced. The thing is, yes, the ideas are great, but they're the ones that are paid to do it. So,
yeah, the thing is, I don't know, bringing balance to everybody that plays the game, no matter how much money or time you put into it, sounds a lot like communism, and I'd rather be dead than red. So that's my final opinion on it. Texas, any thoughts on the dead versus red conversation?
No, I'm good. No thoughts. No thoughts.
Is there the thing is, if we have any ideas, EA has listened to us on suggestions to put into the game. If there's any way of balancing it, they do these gauntlet rewards. You can get an NAT 88 plus overall now just for finishing the Gauntlet Unleashed every weekend. So there's ways to grind out a team, but I don't know, to give stuff to people that don't play the game a lot.
I wasn't saying to completely balance it. I was just saying there should be it shouldn't complete. It shouldn't just be completely taken out of the equation to stay at least somewhat competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe draft champions is the mode, because then you can stay competitive with the team. I hate that they took out the free draft champions, though. That was the worst. That sucked. All right, moving on.
But
so
you get your coins back, but you can buy tickets again if you win 4 games.
That's true, but going 4-0 is tough, and the rewards aren't very great.
True.
Although you could technically be rewarded with $100,000 playing draft champions if you win it all for the competitive Madden thing. So is Madden 18? So you said you don't really play it much. Is Madden 18 fun compared to the old Madden's RBT?
To me personally, no. And if we're being honest, it's probably just because I'm not good at it. But I'm just in general, it's different this year, and I say it to a lot of people. In years past, I've been able to sit down, record videos, and actually genuinely have fun recording them, have fun gameplay. But this year, I don't know what it is particularly about the gameplay, but the gameplay I get and the gameplay I record, I mean, I haven't become like a worse player at Madden, but just all of a sudden this year, it's so hard for me to sit down and get something exciting that I'm proud to put on YouTube. Like, for example, something that really needs to be fixed is their freaking matchmaking system, because I have a series that I run on my channel, Ultimate Team Base, where we start with a full entire bronze team. It's around one player, and we upgrade the team throughout the player's performance, and we get a team that's better. And gosh dang, dude, like in years past, we've been able to compete, but this year, dude, the first game I played in this series, we had like a 59 overall team.
I remember.
I come up against freaking like 95 Sean Taylor. Like, ridiculous. Like, there's there's no reason that should be a thing. And it's the worst things. In years past, I'm telling you, like, I'd come up.
Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, go on.
In years past, like, might lose the first couple games of the series pretty bad, but with my third or fourth episode, we'd be going good. We'd get big wins. This year, every single game I've played, I think we're 8 episodes in, and the team's just now like a 74 overall. I have not once come up against a team that has not had a 92 or 93 overall player. Like, you know how it shows little top 3 players as you join the game? Not once have I came up against a team that has not had 93 players across that little line. And God, that is the most annoying thing in the world. So matchmaking, that needs to be fixed ASAP.
Yep. So I got a little story on this. We brought it up to Jake Stein. Well, I did on the off season. So in Madden 16, I had the same series. Basically, I started with an all bronze squad and I updated it only with Steelers players by achieving wins. So I started with all bronze Steelers. I ended up going like 55-3 to start the series. So I got up all the way through like, I don't know, to all pro or whatever before ending it before Madden 17 ended. So in Madden 17, I started the same series, Pig Iron to Steel Splendor. I did it with the Packers this time, or I forgot what team I started. I played first game. In Madden 16, I went against guys with similar top 3s that they started with the bronze or silvers. And I was like, okay, even teams in bronze, because you played guys in bronze, or what? Not bronze. What is it? Rookie second.
Rookie.
Yeah, you played against guys in rookie second in Madden 16. But because people took advantage of that and just demoted themselves down to pro second, they had to change the matchmaking system to go ELO. So in Madden 17, I started that same series. I started with a bronze team. First game was against a guy with an elite squad. I'm like, okay, well, these are base elites, whatever. This is January. He's got 86. I ended up, by throwing short and winning, I could hear him on the mic. I don't know if he accidentally left his connect in, but he's like, how is this guy doing this, like with his bronze squad? And I'm like, oh, I feel kind of good. Second game, I go up against killers with like lower 92 overalls across his squad. He's sending Edge Heat in rookie second with 92 overalls in his lineup against a bronze squad. I'm like, I can't compete against somebody sending the meta, running the ball, like just with a bronze squad. The matchmaking got so bad. I brought it up to Jake during the off season, between 17 and 18 here, like in June or whenever I had that interview. He said they think their matchmaking is fine. I think it's bullshit. I think that it's one of the biggest issues for bringing in new players. If you go online, your first game is against somebody with Sean Taylor and they get a bronze squad, that player is not going to continue the game. RBT doesn't think it's fun. I don't think it's fun. As somebody who plays the game a lot, and I do run those God squads, I don't think playing against a bronze squad in rookie second when I'm in all Madden is a fun experience for either of us. Their matchmaking is terrible, and it definitely needs to be fixed. You're going to say something.
That makes me want to cry. It makes me want to cry. I am telling you, dude, there's no way a rookie string 2, man, has gosh dang Sean Taylor. It just makes me want to cry. Oh, it just... And the funny thing is, okay, so
wait.
Y'all
think
Let's go
tiers
Texas.
matter though?
Let them go
Tiers
Texas.
don't matter. I'm saying tiers don't matter. I've seen guys be in all Madden and I'm in my all pro and I'm playing them. It doesn't matter. It's
That's what we're saying.
Just for rewards.
It's stupid. They shouldn't matter. That's our point.
Oh, gotcha.
RBT, you were saying something.
Yeah. No, the funny thing about it is, so I think in that particular series I'm like in episode 8, I lost like the first 6 games, all in the, what is it, rookie string 2 is the lowest?
Yep.
The lowest? So I was like, you know what? Let me try jumping in the weekend league with this team, because there's no way I can play like harder opponents. This is making me want to cry. I go into weekend league, first game I played in weekend league, the whole entire series with like a 71 overall team, and I won. Which is just,
nice.
It's just unbelievable, and that's another thing that takes takes creativity out of the game. Starting a series like that, it's a little bit different. Like, very few people do stuff like that, but you make it impossible to to bring excitement and creativity when you completely hamper an idea like that because unfairness at the end, and that's something that could easily be fixed, but for some stubborn reason they don't, which is unbelievable.
Just make the matchmaking based off salary cap.
No, make the matchmaking go back to your tier levels, but then don't once somebody hits the tier level, don't allow them to demote below it. So once somebody hits all pro, don't allow them to demote below all pro second, but still match up guys in the same tier. It's as simple instead of this hidden. Again, another thing that Madden has hidden are hidden ELO scores on head-to-head. Just stop with the hidden bullshit. Set us by our tier levels and match us up that way.
It's weird though, because I don't think there's any ELO in Weekend League.
It's done by games won.
I was gonna say, because like I be going against a bunch of bums, bro. Like I'm not 11-0 good, but I be winning all these games.
When I played it more, like the first 6 games were always pretty easy. After that, from game 6 to 11, you got some good players, and then 11 to 15, 11 to 18 or so were fairly challenging. Then 18 plus wins, you were going against goons. I was going against like Rose Bowl and other guys in the top 100, all of them. So, it's done by wins.
Gotcha.
I can't believe he said, show him a picture of my bronze team going up against Sean Taylor and all these other buffoons, and he can sit there with a straight face and say that there's no problem with matchmaking. That's unbelievable. Freaking Jake, bad.
Yeah, Fox
bad
made a good
Jake.
point to him as well. It's like, yo, I'm a new player. I'm not playing your game, and they don't really. I don't think they care. As long as you're playing at the beginning, that's all they care about. It seems like, because even last year they didn't really care. Because then they remove like the way to get team hero tokens, so you couldn't become a MUT master. Like I think after February.
Yeah, after December, right? Or
December.
If you came in January,
or you
want
become a MUT master if you wanted to, unless you wanted to spend 1 billion coins on the positionals.
It was so bad. It was such a bad decision. And the thing is, then you get people defending a decision like that. Well, if you want to be MUT master, you should have had MUT from the start. Like, no, stop handicapping people that come into your game late. This is not good for the future of the franchise. We, as YouTube creators, we want more people loving this franchise because we love it, and if they love it and they're watching our stuff, it benefits all of us. But no, not for EA, I guess. They don't see it.
So what I heard about that, I'm not sure how true this is, and I don't think it's specific. I don't think it's EA that I heard, but I heard other companies. Maybe it was the Call of Duty franchise purposely matching up. There was like a code written to the game where they purposely match up the better players with the better. I guess in terms of, if we put it in the MUT terms, they match up the teams with the better cards against the teams with the worst cards to make them want to, like, they see that and like, oh man, I want to compete, so I want to, spend money to get better cards. They do that purposely for that exact, to make the person with the worst cards put more money into the game. Now, I'm not sure, I don't think it's EA doing that.
I think that was, you're right, that was Activision.
So
that was their patent. That was their patent. Yeah.
So, do you think that's what's going on, or no? Do you think it's just
skill-based matchmaking?
No,
or the
item-based matchmaking. Item-based.
Okay.
I don't, but I have no evidence either way. So it could. That's something I don't know.
Man, they need to fix it. That makes me so sad. I like doing that series. Now I don't.
Yeah,
especially
same here.
This year's probably worse than the others because the bronze cards are like super bad. There's no budget boost or anything.
Dude, it's pathetic. I swear to God, Helen Keller could go out there and play better than half those players. It's ridiculous.
These are NFL players, and the kickers aren't able to hit 30-yard field goals, 35-yard field goals. It's terrible. So, where was I going to move on from that? So, Madden 18 pack up. Okay, so we talked about having Ultimate Teams pay for lost revenue. This is something that got, Texas brought up earlier from that Sly statement about an analyst saying that the strength of the Ultimate Team can make up for a few million unit shortage on Battlefront. Now, that's just business analysts saying Ultimate Team has been really strong this year. This is something that I've heard from other people, that a lot of people are playing Ultimate Team this year, and they're paying for that experience. And because Battlefront is selling worse than expected, EA, its stock price itself, shouldn't go down terribly far because Ultimate Team is doing a good job bringing in revenue. Not necessarily they're going to bring in more revenue. It's just they've shown it, and they're continuing to bring in the same amount of revenue. And because of their growth, they should be able to cover for the loss in revenue from Star Wars. That was my interpretation of the analyst. What do you got, Texas?
Yeah, I didn't see it as that. I saw that they were like, since we're not going to have this revenue stream from Star Wars coming in from loot stuff, where people are going to be paying to get this stuff, especially since they changed it and made it a little bit more affordable with Darth Vader's price going from 60,000 credits down to 20,000. And now the microtransactions not going to be in the game for at least a couple of months. They're not going to be getting that money in. So my thought was they're going to start hammering us with some more content. Some more stuff's going to be in packs. Some more stuff's going to come out in the game that probably should have been out by now, but maybe they're holding back until the right time, because they have to make up that lost revenue, especially because the game's not selling as much. The boycott was actually working. A lot of guys weren't buying the game, so the money that they thought they were going to get, they're not getting right now. And one way to make it up is to have Ultimate Team, whether it be FIFA or whether it be Madden or garbage-ass NBA Live or even a hockey game. Just put more content so you can make more money.
The thing is, like, EA's always used Madden and FIFA money to fund their other bullshit, like NBA Live. Like, so the fact that Madden and FIFA and the Ultimate Teams are doing well, it's always going to cover for the other bullshit, the other studios they buy and ends up crapping out. Like, they just bought, what is it? Who did they just buy? The people who do Titanfall 2.
Respawn Entertainment?
Respawn. Yeah, they just bought Respawn. And what
They
revenue
bought them
stream
out,
do you
right?
think?
They buy them. So okay,
They bought
it's a big
them.
difference.
So what revenue stream do you think bought them with? That was the FIFA and the Madden money that bought
It
that
was
company.
with that as well, but they were going to use the money from Battlefront, I guess, to help with the game sales or whatever. I'm not too sure what they're going to use that money for. But that game was supposed to have its own, what's the word I'm looking for? Economy? And now it doesn't. The economy on that game doesn't exist. And so they have to make that money up. So I'm thinking they're going to put more content. They were going to rely upon the Ultimate Teams to carry them, but that was supposed to be another revenue stream. And now that that's not there, the way to make more, I would think, would be to give us more content. I could be misreading the situation, but I think it's going to happen.
The thing is, you're 100% misreading it. This analyst is with Merrill Lynch in a letter to investors about EA saying, we think the strength of the Ultimate Team could offset a $2 to $3 million shortfall for Battlefront. He's talking about the stock price of EA and the performance of the company in general. This isn't EA saying we're gonna fuck them in the ass because our Battlefront couldn't do it. This is an analyst for a third party saying we think the gamers pay enough for Ultimate Team that the growth of Ultimate Team is gonna make up for the shortfall for Battlefront. So it's not an internal memo that EA got released. It's some third-party analyst saying, "I think you should still buy EA stock."
RBT. Oh, this is a rated R podcast. I like it.
Oh yeah, of course. We don't monetize this podcast. We would appreciate if people rated us 5-star because that's the only way it gets discovered on the iTunes store. Also, go ahead and like all of RBT's videos on his channel and leave a comment in his section saying Baba Gadoosh. And
Baba Gadoosh, I like it.
Yeah, to get his analytics up. Yeah. So. I don't know, RBT, any thoughts on that?
Oh, if we're being completely honest, I kind of interpreted it like you did, but I know I understand the point. I understand what he was coming from, but it is kind of scary for them to think in that way. You know? Oh, that's kind of how I thought. I understand what he's saying. I didn't I interpret it just like you did, but I still find it scary that they're always like, hey, it's always going to be there. We can still milk every single ounce of money as we possibly can out of this game mode, so everything else is going to be fine. I don't know. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, I understand what he was saying. I didn't find it like I interpreted just like you did.
Yeah, God, this we could talk about this Ultimate Team issue for hours on end, and I mean, we've talked about it quite a bit, but I just don't like. I don't know. I guess we've already talked about it. I'm not going to rehash it. All right, so moving on to Ultimate Team stuff. This is kind of late in the podcast for it. Thanksgiving promo and the cultivator sets. Texas, you put out a video on which cultivator sets to do. Are you bullish on any of them?
No, I'm not. Yes, I said everybody's gonna hit. So put all 6 of them. Put all 180 tokens in this set and get all the 93s. That's what I said. Yes,
that's not gonna happen.
Not at all. No. So I just went through some game logs just to analyze some stuff. I did mine late in the evening. I was not gonna do a video before the game's played. Like, that's so irresponsible. That's so irresponsible to be like, you know what? It's Friday, do this guy. I don't know what's gonna happen. And so I'm glad I waited, because what ended up happening was the guy broke his ankle, broke his leg, so he's not going to be getting a card anymore. And so those sets are kind of cool, but they keep doing it. It's the third year in a row, and I don't think anybody has hit in the past 2 years. And so now at least they kind of made it a little easier now, and a lot of these guys are going to be able to at least get a 91. But I still don't know why they keep going back to this well, even though nobody likes these things.
You don't like this one?
I don't.
Where they hit goals and get better overall?
Nobody ever hits the goal. It's like EA curses these cards.
Well,
2 years ago,
Dak can throw for
nobody hit the
150
goal.
yards.
3 years ago, huh?
Yeah, Dak can hit 150 yards.
He threw like 143 this past week. I don't know if he's going to throw that many yards against. I don't know, man. I think he's going to. I don't know. He looked incompetent this past Sunday.
It's not a bad point. Although Eagles are really good, though.
And the Chargers have a good pass rush.
True.
And you don't have Tyron Smith.
That's a true point.
So I'm like, I said all his games this year, he's hit 150 yards except for one game. And so I'm like, he's probably going to hit it, but 300 yards is probably not an option. So I'm glad it made it a little easier to achieve. Hunter Henry, 2 catches. You got what do you call it? The Xavier Rhodes passes defender. I don't know what the hell that means, but it seemed like it might happen. But I'm like, these are easier, but they never hit. They never hit. And that's the one thing that makes me mad.
RBT, what are your thoughts on the Thanksgiving promo in general?
I actually like the idea behind the cultivator sets. I liked it. But Thanksgiving promo, cornucopia packs, they sucked. I'm not really big. I don't really know much about the objective things. Like I said, I really don't play that much like on my own time.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, if I had to rate it, because see, like, my perspective is a lot different from a lot of other people, because like I said, in terms of the whole thing you were talking about with Cullenberger, my perspective is because my main goal is to make good, exciting content on YouTube. So when I look at something like this, I'm like, was it exciting? Did it make good content? And obviously that's not everybody's perspective. I'm in the minority here. So for me personally, like, I would give it maybe like a 7, 6.5, 7 out of 10. But so like, from your perspective, in terms of somebody trying to get value, trying to make coins, I could not vouch for that. But in terms of excitement, it wasn't extremely exciting.
I gotcha. Yeah,
but do you think is it over? Like, are they going to release more stuff? That's the question.
I think what's going to happen is Team of the Week Tuesday, and by the time this podcast comes out, people will know what came out Tuesday, because it'll probably come out Wednesday. But Team of the Week Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't think we'll get anything. Thursday, I think we'll get those limited time legends like we always do on Thursday, and like maybe
getting 6 of them.
6? No, 3 maybe.
It's 6. It's 3 games though.
Yeah, but we always only get 2 for one game. I guess you're right. Maybe we'll get 6 limited. That would be insane, right? Right before Black Friday, 6 limited times.
And they'll still be in packs on Black Friday too.
Why?
Because if you do Black Friday midnight, they did last year.
Oh shit! What up? That'd be kind of hot.
It'd be dope.
You think they're gonna release special packs on Black Friday?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Blitz ticket again or something like that. It did last year, something along the lines with some tickets or tokens.
I can't even remember what they did last year.
Last year they did the Blitz event where
that's right.
It was basically $1 per token. Once you bought the big bundle, then they made it a little bit cheaper. But the Blitz pack was 50,000 coins for 5 tokens and 3 golds.
Huh.
And then you could get Tyron Smith ended up being the best set, and he came out in the first day. That's funny.
He was like 450K, and I bought mine for 250. I'm like, let's get it.
Oh yeah, because it was like the best left tackle.
Freaking turkeys from Madden.
And the funny thing about Tyron Smith too, on top of that, was he was just the best in value. If price didn't even go up, do the set 4 times, you go for more than Night Train Lane was for 200 tickets.
Yeah. Weird. Crazy. So did you like that it was like a mystery, the Black Friday, that we didn't know what was coming, or did you want to see everything that we had a chance to buy?
I like the mystery thing. Well,
you like the mystery? Oh, go ahead, RBT.
No, I was gonna say, because like that's basically what the whole entire Christmas promo is always around, is mystery, and that to me, as a YouTuber, as somebody looking for excitement, that's exciting to me. Maybe in the end it ends up sucking, but like the whole, I like the mystery thing behind like promos and stuff. I really do enjoy that. That's why I think the Christmas promo is always like the most successful one and the most entertaining one and the most. I don't know if I'd be right or wrong in saying it's the most value, but I find it, and most people find it as the most enjoyable promo, and I think that's a big reason why. Maybe enjoyable is the word.
No, I agree. Texas?
Your Christmas promo is probably the best thing they do because of the present. So I like the whole not knowing what's gonna come out. It kind of makes me mad as I'm spending money and I don't know if I want to do this set right here.
Yeah.
Because like they said that Dick Lane was be 250 tokens, which he wasn't. He was only 200 tokens, and so I'm like, I would like to know what's gonna come out and how many it takes because then I can manage my token situation. But
Yeah.
I still like the whole guessing element that he gave to us. Like, okay, this is what might comes out. So here's a picture we got, and you can just project based off what came out. But I think the best set they did last year, though, for the Blitz event was that badge pack. In value.
Right. Yeah.
The 20 badge pack was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was nice. So there were a lot of nice value versus exciting big name players to come out. Like I guess Night Train was the only big name. I mean, Smith came out early, but he's not really a big name because he's an offensive lineman.
Night Train, we had Bruce Irvin. We had Tony Jefferson, Mike Evans.
Oh, right. Brady was a big name, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess we had quite a few different value for those tickets that you had. And like, so people that didn't spend money, that did solos for the tickets could get stuff, too, on the lower end. And the big money spenders got stuff for, like, the Night Train lane. So I don't know. I generally agree. Like, I like the excitement. Like, them putting out teaser images and letting us guess at what's coming. That's some of my favorite stuff. That's exciting. Like RBT is saying, I love that mystery. So hopefully they keep it up. I don't know. Do you guys think there should be any changes to the Black Friday promo this year? RBT?
I would just like to see, on top of what they did last year, if they do anything similar, I would like to just specifically see, like, special packs that have not been in the game yet. Something that, once again, from a YouTuber perspective, would be exciting to create content for. Or just enjoyable in general.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool. What if they did something like, in terms of, like, a limited edition card, but, like, because on FIFA, I know they do, what do they call it? Lightning rounds every single hour. Well, not every single hour. Maybe it's every 3 hours on Black Friday. What if they did something like where they dropped like a limited edition for only like an hour at a time and like had packs out for like a happy hour type thing?
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Like they've been so stingy on limited time cards though.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Why? That makes no sense though. Why are they gonna be stingy about something like that when that obviously is gonna make people want to spend money on packs? See, that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons. Like, I don't know. It's one of the reasons why people say they're just so money hungry. I'm like, but why do they do things so against that, like themselves? Like Tex mentioned during the Rex podcast, hey, why don't you guys make an Ultimate Team game mode for competitive Madden? He's like, well, we don't want it to be that pay to play or like that terrible. I don't know his exact words.
He was all saying we're player friendly. It's not player friendly. That was the key word he was using. Because
to get a team like Golden Sports to have the best advantage in the game, you'd have to spend $10,000 or whatever, however much Golden Sports spent, and he doesn't want that. And to have an Ultimate Team competitive,
like think they can actually compete because that's how that works.
So that's why they never do a competitive Ultimate Team, which is like, damn it. I spend that.
Doesn't make any sense to me though.
Why are they gonna have all these? You know how they added in the new game types like competitive, simulation, all that. Yeah. Why are they gonna add that to the game and not give you the option to like maybe give you separate seasons in Ultimate Team? To like if you wanted to play arcade, hey, you can jump into an arcade season. Why? I mean,
they do.
That's not a bad idea.
They do. No. It's just different rewards.
That's you're thinking of solos. He's thinking of head to head.
Oh, head to head. Gotcha.
That's not a bad point.
That would be annoying to play on arcade. Simulation would be the worst.
I know but just give somebody the option, you know? If they if they enjoy, rather they want to see. Let's see, that would be good from once again from a YouTuber's perspective. That would allow for more exciting gameplay. If you give somebody the option to go head to head with somebody playing arcade mode or arcade game type. But once again, if you're more competitive, go to the competitive game type. And I think you just at least have the option because that would allow for everybody to get what they want out of head to head. Maybe the rewards would be different. Or maybe no rewards for arcade. I would
no,
less, honestly.
They should keep them the same. Yeah, keep them the same for all modes. But I think maybe it would finding a game a harder deal. But the thing is, like, it's like I think that doesn't bother EA because salary cap right now takes so long to find a game, anyways. I like that idea a lot, RBT. That's awesome. 3 different game modes, choices, and head to head. Huh.
I think that would just cater to everybody.
Yeah.
And what they want out of gameplay.
Yeah. Texas?
I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see. I mean, I'm not playing any of those modes besides competitive, but it'd be kind of nice to have it in the game. Because I'm thinking of just like me playing the CPU on all Madden on competitive. Now I'm playing a user. That's just gonna be the worst.
Not like all
Spin
Madden.
moves.
Not
I
all
know,
Madden.
I know,
We're
but I'm saying
talking
all Madden
sim
CPU
versus.
is probably just like just a little bit under a user. If he just keeps throwing streaks up to Calvin, like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's Madden 16 all over again. I'm all right.
I know. Speaking of that, I was talking to another YouTuber who he's rather big. Has a a lot of his content is based on gameplay, and you probably can guess who it is. Anyways, we were just talking to him, and he was just like, "Yeah, dude, it's just hard because the gameplay is just so boring that you can't like." He was talking about how he missed that year where you could just throw the ball at Calvin Johnson because it's just like an element you miss, and if you did something like I was saying, put an arcade mode, like a option to play that in head to head, that you would get that back. If you didn't like that, you could play competitive. If you didn't like that, you could play simulation. So I don't know if there'd be would there be any type of potential problem in that you could think of?
It'd just be like 100 100.
Splitting the community would be the only thing, but they've already done that a few times.
And then simulation, always playing simulation. 'Cause that's just.
But is that really
miserable.
bad though?
Like,
in terms of
What?
Some
Trying
people
to
like
find
it.
the games right now, though, it's just like it takes a while. So if you got people over there, then you got to actually go over there to play a game mode. And people have more fun in arcade. You want to play competitive, you might only be matching up with guys that are actually like competitive players, which then may cause some issues if you're just trying to have fun playing the game, but not also trying to have one of these weird shootouts where it comes down to who gets the ball last.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you put a competitive player on the arcade game mode, would he be as good though? I have no idea. I'm asking y'all.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how much time they put into each mode and how good they are. Really, I mean, I'm sure Problem would do fine on arcade mode, but yeah, I think it's a good idea. I like it. Who cares? Split up the community. Whoever wants that, play what you want to play.
What do you mean though, in terms of splitting the community?
Well, just it would take longer to find a matchup.
Oh, and that's okay.
That's the main drawback to having more game modes, is that there's fewer in each game mode. But if people like one more than the other, then you're catering to them, and maybe you'll bring in more people. So, Black Friday, we talked about that. Texas, you said EA you think is redlining again. Why is that?
Well, didn't last year at this time we had Mid-Season Master before we got the Thanksgiving promo, and then then today we were supposed to get tomorrow or Tuesday when this does go out, the Gauntlet Expansion 3. For the past 2 months, it's dropped on the third week of that month on the 20th or that week, that third week of the new month. So it's 3 weeks into the month of November. We haven't got it yet. We got it the 25th of September, which was a Monday, and we got it the 23rd of October, which was a Monday. And so I'm like, we're not getting content. And a couple weeks ago with the level up stuff, they were talking about how they had to push this out, had to get permission and stuff. I'm like, do y'all not have this stuff planned to come out at certain times? Y'all just like, I don't know what's going on there. So it seems like a lot of the stuff's not coming out on time. We still haven't got power-ups for certain cards in this game. I'm just like, are they back to kind of having to push stuff out without it being done? Or are they purposely not putting stuff out?
That's a good question. RBT, any thoughts on? Do you think? Well, maybe you don't pay attention as much anymore.
I saw that in what you sent me. I was like, I hope they don't ask me about that. I have no idea what he's talking about.
All right. So, as to the redlining, I don't know if they're any worse than ever. Like, them delaying it. I don't know if it's because this patch or something. Maybe we'll get it on Tuesday. But as to, I don't know, them redlining, probably not. I mean, what content do they put out a week that they're so far behind on? Team of the Week and Legends, and then maybe a promo. So, as to redlining, maybe. I can't really tell. But I think they're probably still ahead a little bit. I don't know. Maybe this is kind of branching it into a new thing. I was just thinking about Team of the Week on a Tuesday, and why do we have so much Team of the Week when we could have other promos instead? Like, did they have to triple the size of Team of the Week and take out other weekly promos, Texas?
They didn't have to. I guess they chose to, mostly because it allowed them to actually do, I guess, Team of the Week. I don't know if maybe they got some legal trouble for that. I don't know. Basically, got to be a full team. It's some weird stuff. I don't like the way it is right now. I don't like the fact there's 70 overall gold cards come out of packs. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. It's stupid. I got mad at the cornucopia pack, which I didn't get my 2 cents on, being the worst pack, the second worst cornucopia pack we got in Madden. Which, again, protest the fact that EA doesn't communicate with us. Like, those packs are bad and nobody said anything about it.
Wait, about cornucopia packs?
Yeah. I have not seen anybody at EA talk about how, like, okay, this is not what you guys wanted. Well,
Kralo taled about it. He said he's passed along the feedback. Yeah, he talked about today to ScoMo.
He does feedback. I like Kralo, but feedback is like his go-to line right now.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I mean, that's all he can really do. He's a community manager. He can't program it into it for us. And I know he's given feedback on the legend packs, and those ended up changing.
They did, but I don't think they're gonna change these now because they know we want it. They know that we wanted the Madden 15 ones back, and they were like, nah, get this gold team of the week action. So I didn't really appreciate that because I'm like, yo, this is not really what we want right now. Football Outsiders were fine. The Rising Star stuff was cool. If you want to give one of these cards some shine that's having a good week or good year, you can just give them one of those. But they're doing a lot of things just kind of keep like the weekly stuff rolling.
Yeah.
So, even though I think they're redlining, it's mostly because like certain stuff we got last year at this point we haven't gotten now. And I don't even know
they're behind schedule.
Maybe it was the patch. Maybe they wanted to push the patch out today. Maybe we'll get the content tomorrow that we want. Maybe mid-season master comes out this week since it's right in time for the holiday.
It should.
But if it doesn't, like, yo, what are we doing right now? Are we even gonna get that? Where's the communication? Like, why aren't they gonna be like saying, oh, mid-season master is coming soon? There's nobody saying anything. I'm like, so it just kind of got me worried right now.
Yeah, where's the road to the playoffs? Yeah, all that good stuff. Hey, RBT, I guess did I ever ask you the cornucopia pack? Is that like if the Madden 15 cornucopia pack, is that your ideal pack for Madden, for excitement wise?
Absolutely, man. I saw ScoMo post.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he saw the beginning. Yeah, where he saw the. I do not recommend anybody to watch that because that was very embarrassing clip of me in that video. But
that was awesome.
But anyways, you just see the difference. You see how much we're actually enjoying ourselves with the potential of something big in that pack. And we pretty much know out of these packs that there's not even close to the potential that was in that previous pack. So if you see videos of today's cornucopia packs to the past cornucopia packs, you can just tell there's something not there. And I don't that doesn't have to be the case, and that drives me insane of why they don't give us that chance. It's sad. It's a sad way. And Kohlenberger's yelling at me on Twitter, and this is making me sad.
Oh, what's he yelling at you about?
He's just being Kohlenberger.
Oh, in the DMs or
he's atting me.
Oh, atting you. Ooh, this looks fun. I'm recording. I just saw your tweet too. Everybody check out RBT's Twitter. It's pretty entertaining. At Samuel Brown RBT. I'll have everything linked in the description. All right, so I guess let's finish with the patch. None of us have played since the patch just went today on it, so we're just gonna kind of go over some of it. But I wanna Texas. You brought up the low numbers for competitive tournaments this weekend.
Yeah, so I was looking on Twitch. I'm like, let me see what Madden's doing. Like, why is Madden way down here? I didn't know what's going on. Cause usually when I check Twitch and I see Madden has like 2,000 people watching, I'm like, oh, problem streaming. That's pretty much I don't want to go to. So I went there to see what was going on. I'm like, the Madden Las Vegas? It was in Las Vegas past week, right? I think it was Las Vegas.
Yeah, there was a few tournaments actually.
Yeah, so it was streaming on the EA official page. I was like, it only had like 780 viewers when I checked. And I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, well, it was like
tournament.
We brought this up to Rex, and they clearly don't care about numbers. They say we'll sink the money, we'll take the loss. It's kind of like NBA Live. They're gonna sink the money in, and hopefully it takes off in the future. So the fact that Toke will outdraw, and I brought this up, like Madden YouTubers get more views in it. Like there's like a half dozen to a dozen of them that get more views in a day than they got for their entire $150,000 championship. For the 2 days on Twitch. So it's clearly not about them caring that people care about it. It's about them trying to grow it. And whether it's going to catch on who knows. But I think, EA doesn't care that they're throwing the money at it. right now.
It just makes me sad though, because as I'm taking a line from RBT, because he's been sad the entire night. It seems like, man, you might need to get some Prozac. What's that? What's that depression pills? Might need to get some of that so you can cheer up a little bit. Like, I watch all these tournaments, Street Fighter tournament. Like, you have so many numbers in there. I'm like, what are we? Like, I know EA's trying to get on the scene, new kid on the block, but I'm like, this is the only football game out there. Like, why is this not doing better?
RBT.
I don't think people like my answer.
Go ahead.
I obviously have a different opinion than a lot of people, because I tweeted about this a couple weeks ago, and I 100% thought it was a completely harmless tweet. Like, I never in a million years thought somebody was gonna get offended by it. I was just talking about the gameplay, and a lot of people agreed, but then when it got past, like, somebody retweeted it that had a lot of followers in the competitive scene, oh my god, I got roasted. I don't know. Y'all both might not agree with me. I do not think the competitive side of Madden will ever get to its potential until somebody cannot be successful running like the same 4 plays. I know y'all know Savage. Savage tells me how he can run 2 plays a game, and he can win 10, 15 games in a row. Yeah. Maybe you can. If somebody is really, really good at the game, they can make adjustments and whatever, stop the play, blah, blah, blah. But still, that's just how I just don't find, like, until they find a way to make the gameplay itself more entertaining, it's just, I don't think the numbers are going to be anywhere near where they could be.
Yeah, so Skimbo, the guy who is the #1 Madden player in the world, I saw a statistical breakdown of his tournament. I think he was like, I don't know, I forget. It was an absurdly large number. Was 3 plays on offense. They didn't break down his defense, but I think he stayed in the same 2 plays on defense. The 3-3-5 odd, the looping blitz, and the cover 2. I'm not sure. He makes adjustments, but essentially comes out in three offensive plays, which is the halfback base out of bunch, the corner strike out of bunch, and the PA post out of bunch. And then he makes adjustments. So 3 offensive plays, and then like he ran deuce close near the goal line. He had 2 plays out of deuce close. But otherwise than that, top competitive Madden player in the world, runs a very simplified offense, just running drags and blocking people and whatever. So I'm on the same side. Like, it'd be great if they made Madden where you'd have to call different plays, but that's not the game we play. And competitive Madden is going to live or die with it. Like, I don't know what can they do to make a play being spammed over and over stopped, like, to stop it if it's that effective. Like the fullback dive from Madden, was it 16 with problem? Like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna succeed, and they can only patch them as they come. I don't know. Texas, what are your thoughts?
It does make sense, though, because it is not the product you see on Sunday. You just see kind of the safe side, just checkdowns, and then guys staying inside of that formation, which I don't know why that. I know why it is. I just don't get why that particular
bunch.
Like, thing is the bunch. It's everybody runs. I know why, but I don't know why. Like, it's just what you're supposed to do to win. And so, like, this is so dumb. Everybody just stays in that, and so I don't watch because it's not fun for me to watch. But I'm like, if you have this much invested, I feel like you kind of gotta get people in there that aren't me to watch, and they just aren't doing that. So,
but the thing is, they do that because that's the way. Like, that's one of the only ways to win. And until them running 3 plays or whatever they do is not the only way to win, it's not going to reach its potential until the actual competitive gameplay at least somewhat mimics what people enjoy watching in real life. Mm-hmm. It's just not gonna reach its potential.
But I don't think it's the only way to win, though, because like Gutfox ran 3-3-5 last year, and nobody was running that until this year.
Yeah,
and so I think it just takes people to find something else that other people are running just to become the meta. And so I think there's other stuff out there. It's just people just don't want to go find it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Skimbo's the #1 player in the world, and he has been for 3 years running the same formation.
But I just don't understand how that can be a thing. I know some people probably are thinking I'm stupid for saying that. I just don't. To me personally, I don't understand how that can be a thing and why it's even. personally I don't know why that's accepted. I mean, obviously he has to do that to win, but it's just not, for me personally, not something enjoyable to watch at all. I tried watching those tournaments. I kind of found it a little bit interesting, but then after like 20 minutes, I stopped.
Yeah.
But because it's just repetitive. It was something cool to watch for just a little bit, but then after it just the repetitiveness, it was just like a casual person like me isn't gonna come back to something like that to watch it.
And the biggest, not so much the viewing being an issue, but the biggest casualty then becomes the online head-to-head meta. Because we see guys running these pitches, these stretch, these dive, and then
tell me about it. I hate it. I freaking hate it so much.
So they see the competitive Madden players running these very simple schemes of stretches and whatnot. And they're like, oh, geez, I could do that, and I could win games. And then all of a sudden it becomes the meta. Then our online experience suffers because people. This is a copycat world. People see something working, they can copycat it. And so if they see it working for these competitive guys, like, I take it, and now I use it, and now everybody else has to deal with it online. So it's the dual issue of having to watch the same thing on the screen and then going to the online ladder and having to face against it. That's another issue of competitive Madden in my mind. But as to people spamming the same plays, it's not on them to fix the game and not on them. It's on Rex to fix the game to spam.
No, I'm not saying it's the competitive players themselves. I understand what they're doing, what they have to do to win. They're abusing whatever they have to abuse, whatever plays, and if it's simple, it's simple. It's what helps them win. Until EA makes it to where that is not what you have to do to be successful, or make it to where that even has the potential to be successful, it's not going to change.
100% agreed. 100%. Texas?
That's facts. I mean, I've been saying that for a while. EA has the power to like ban stuff and allow certain things, and if they want to make these tournament actually more competitive, that's what they would do. Again, I can bring this point up. Call of Duty bans certain weapons and certain loadouts and certain like explosives, so that way they can have a clean game. EA can do the same exact thing.
That's a really good idea. You know, Hearthstone has the same thing that you can ban a class. So there's 9 classes in Hearthstone for cards. You can ban one class. Do you think they should be able to, like at Madden tournaments, you can ban one formation on offense and defense?
That'd be kind of fun to see.
I think it would.
That'd be kind of fun to see.
Maybe not
cool
not defense, but
it'd be cool
offense.
Short term, but that brings it back to a point. Like, I feel like competitive Madden in general will reach, or at least come close to reaching its potential once they find some way to at least get it somewhat similar to real life football. And yeah, I mean, that'd be cool to see in the short term, but in real life you don't see people banning formation. So like, the fact that we have to even get to that point to say something like that, I think shows a lot of what EA needs to do. The fact that we even have to have that discussion.
Gotcha, but also in real life, you can't just sit out and bunch the entire time and throw drags. Because Patrick Willis will light you up. So Madden has to do something about that. Like, either they got to find a way to balance it or ban it. Like, it can't just be like the Patriots are the team that kind of just sit in something because that's if it's working. But even them, like with one of the best quarterback of all time and a coach, one of the greatest coaches of all time, they don't just sit in the same thing. They try to confuse the defense with different looks, so that way they can maybe run the same route but a different look. Like, but that's not what people do in Madden. They'll sit in the same formation and then just block that guy, then roll out to the right and just wait, drag, check down. Like, okay, can we ban that? Can we ban that, please? Since they can't get nobody on defense to actually be able to recognize that formation the 18th, 30th time he ran it. Like, yo.
Yeah, adaptive AI. No, you can't talk about adaptive AI in the Madden community.
I mean, one guy EA has been talking about for 3 years apparently, and they still ain't listened to
No, I don't ever say that. You get roasted on Twitter. Oh my.
That's why I brought it up. That was funny, man. They went in.
That was harsh.
It does feel
That's
like
a side of the community I never want to see again.
It does feel like the competitive Madden community basically is all on Twitter. Like, that feels like that's their medium. Whereas like YouTube's medium or like the regular Madden, the semi-casual is YouTube, and then you get the forum people that are kind of like MUT guys. But like the competitive guys, all of them like are on Twitter, and that's where like they have the most clout, I guess.
Like the thing is, like I never say anything Twitter-wise or on social ever that I ever think could potentially somebody could find it offensive, and never in a million years did I think that particular tweet could ever trigger anybody ever, or I wouldn't have tweeted it. And like that just absolutely blew my mind. And the fact is, they come at us thinking like we want them to fail. We want competitive Madden to fail. No, I mean, I do not want it to fail. Like if it helps Madden in general, of course I want it to succeed. So I don't know why they come at us thinking that we want them to fail, because obviously I don't. It's like there's some type of stigma thinking like we hate each other, and like that's stupid.
It's probably because they hate you.
Probably.
Envious of your success, and so they're like, that's probably what's going on there. Because I think there's probably some some jealousy there, I would think, with some of these guys. Like, I could do that, but they don't. I don't know why. Like, they can do both. They can see both sides of it, but I don't know why they're just going all in on one thing where they can kind of spread their hands in different pies. But
yeah, like competitive Madden is like so far like out my realm from what I actually do in terms of YouTube that, I mean, I obviously I care about it because I mean it's the game that I play for my channel, but like it's I don't know, it's such a sticky situation. I'm just never gonna tweet about it again. I know that much. That was freaking harsh.
Yeah.
Poor RBT.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, adaptive AI is what it is. Like, we just need the zones to play better. We need to get that patch as well as pop of the, like, right now, the reason you only have to throw drags and tosses and stretches is because the ball carrier moves. You don't really get punished for getting a one-on-one with patch brills. You just juke them out, you know? You just go around them. Like, so all you have to do is throw drags. That's the meta. Like, there's no worry.
Throw drags and spin.
Yeah.
I swear, I don't know why that's a thing now, but I was playing a guy this past weekend league, and he would just throw the drag and Odell Beckham just hit spin immediately. I'm like, dog, I'm not even near you. Why are you spinning already? Like, my linebacker is like following your guy down the seam because he's in a light blue. I don't know why he's following him down the damn seam, but whatever. But why are you automatically spinning? Because I guess you're right. That's what people do now. They just throw the drag and then hope that they can shake your entire team because this game has the most unrealistic animations when it comes to juking.
Yeah.
And there was something else that I got absolutely roasted for that I mentioned. I was talking, okay, so something else I had mentioned was the fact that I hate the fact that Madden, there's a lot of things that the AI do that is out of your control. And a lot of people took that out of context and said something that was just thought I meant something completely different. So, like, a way I can best explain it is I've seen plenty of guys go on FIFA that are top competitive players. They will, let's see, I saw one guy, he used a team of freaking goalkeepers. Across, every single player was a goalkeeper, went into their weekend league, and I think he went 38-2. So the equivalent of that to Madden is probably getting a punter and putting a punter at every single position. There is no way on God's earth you can get a team of punters on Madden and get the best Madden player out there and go in weekend league. It's absolutely impossible. They probably won't even win one game. And like, yeah, that, and there's nothing. That's the big difference between those two games. Because like on Madden, on FIFA, obviously his skill level is a lot higher than his opponent if he's a top FIFA player. If he can use a team of goalkeepers and go 38-2, but like he has so much control over that his skill outweighs the bad AI. But on Madden, that's just impossible. Like I even think this year, if you take who would y'all say is the best Madden player right now?
Skimbo.
You take Skimbo and you put him with a full bronze team this year, and you go up against a guy that has 90s across the board. I think Skimbo probably loses that match, even if he's a below average player. I think Skimbo probably loses that game 9 times out of 10. That's just I don't know if y'all think the same way, but that's just how Madden is. I think it's so reliant on. I mean, obviously skill level plays a part in it, but it's so based on the ratings of your AI that is something that I feel like should be fixed. I think it should definitely be more skill based, but there's just so many things that I personally believe are wrong. For starters, with the way you can call 3 plays and win, that I just don't know. I don't know how it's fixable. I don't think it is fixable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They say somebody said earlier today to me, and I forgot who it was, but they said they saw Chaos, the guy who won the Philly Challenger. He won that tournament. I think he beat Serious Mo for that Philly tournament. Was it Mo? It doesn't matter. But anyways, they saw him get hit. They saw him get beat by a 15-year-old running cover 3 cloud, and using the D line during a game. So you're right. There sometimes can be some fluky stuff in Madden, but I don't know. And with the AI playing the way it does, kind of randomly, I don't know. I think Skimbo will win even with like a bronze team, but
we need to test that out. That'd
be kind of funny.
Get Skimbo to play me with the bronze team. He'll probably beat me, and I'll look stupid. Let's not do that. Let's get somebody else.
That actually would be a good game, though. I would like to see that. Joe versus, or like, was it Pro versus Joe?
Pro versus Joe.
Yeah, like that old TV show. Texas.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, Pro versus Joe's. On Spike TV.
Yeah, Pro versus Joe. See if RBT can beat the pro Madden player.
Probably not.
Yeah, it'd be tough, but it'd be close. I mean, you're not terrible, so I can see it.
I'm pretty.
Also, that cover 3 cloud flat that's my defense. So thank you for promoting my ebook.
Yeah, cover 3 you see that quite a bit. So I mean, I don't know. Defense in general seems a little bit easier as long as you can play defense and then run the ball. You'll have a good time in Madden 18. The meta's kind of boring. So hopefully this patch changed something, and hopefully the next patch changes it, makes it more of a pass-friendly game, or just being able to pass and all. But otherwise, I'm out of topics. Anything you guys got that you want to talk about before we head out?
Nah, I gotta hurry because Cullenberger's getting mad at me.
Okay, gotcha. All right, RBT, thanks for stopping by. Everybody check out his stuff in the description. Same with Texas. Good talking to you again, sir.
You too. Talk to you next week.
All right, see you guys later.